So I'm doing a clutch and an exhaust leak on a Ford Ranger. It's a 94 Ford Ranger 4-liter 4-wheel drive. I mentioned it's a Ford. But anyway, what we're doing, you can see that the whole wheel well, splash guard, everything's been pulled out of this. Spanky was kind enough to get rid of that for me, so I could get in and get the exhaust manifold out. Now, the problem is, you can see they got a lot of room to work now. Otherwise it would have been a real pain. I got the transmission out to do the clutch, so I got all the more room. You have to pull that pipe to do it anyway. But we've got a broken off bolt, and that's what was causing the leak. And it looks like somebody had this fail. It's threaded here in the manifold, but somebody had it fail and they tried to drill it, they tried to tap it, and you can see how that didn't work out for them. So I just pulled the whole thing out. Be nice to just throw it in the scrap pile and get another one, but we don't have that in the budget for time or money. So I'm going to try to do, I slotted it, I cut a little thing. Let me show you the tool I used to do that with. Sometimes I say I did this or I did that, but obviously need hands to work and wasn't able to film it. This is one of my favorite tools in the shop if you just need to cut something real quick. I got some cool tools in the shop. Anyway, I always use the DeWalt extreme duty cutters. I use the thinnest one possible. Be real careful with it. I take the guard off because they have to get into all kinds of angles. I don't recommend that unless you're just really sharp. And even still, it's just a bad idea. Don't do that. So anyway, put a little notch in it with that. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it with the torch. Now when you heat things up, they expand. So I'm going to expand this all the way around there. When you look at it, you can see that the metal is just fused. I mean, it is just locked up tight together. I mean, it's just a mess. So you're going to have to oxidize it to get that out. And that's what burning is. So we're going to get out the torch. Okay, so here we are. As far as oxyacetylene torch, I leave the oxygen open all the time. That's the green line. The acetylene, I open it and light the torch. Just crack that. I got the bottles open. You get a little flame, and then open this one. Get yourself about an 1 or 2 inch feather right there. And we're just going to go and heat it up. I'm going to start in one spot until it starts to glow a little, and then I'll start to go back and forth. I kind of want to heat it evenly. This isn't aluminum, it's not that picky. It's cast iron. Get in here, you can see those little sparks, that's the rust coming off of it. I want to heat the outside. Steel's going to heat up easier and faster because it's a smaller piece. I'm just going to work around it. You see a lot of the rust inside of there starting to give up. I don't want to make a metal blob on this side. I want it to be able to come out okay. I'll start to heat this side. And you can do this to really bring the heat you want. Often that's going to take away material. All I want to do is make it glow red. That's my objective here. I don't want the bolt to get too soft, or else when I put the screwdriver to it, it'll give up. It'll just flop. I also just want to heat and expand what the bolt's going through, and the bolt's going to get some heat as a result anyway. So you see I'm starting to get a glow. I can attempt this now, but I just kind of want to do it once and just get it over with, so I'm just going to keep heating it. See if I can bring some of the heat into this base here. It's pretty hot. That's what Paris Hilton says. It's hot. Get one more pass in there. Get nice and deep in the crack where the weld's holding it. It's a rust weld, but it's what it is. It's like it's welded in there. So I'm going to cut that and set it aside. Just grab. Try going forwards and backwards on it. See if I can get it to give. It's just not having it. We're going to have to go some more. Might just have to burn it out and use a nut and bolt. We've got that option. go. I'll start to just soften that bolt now. If I can get it to just give way, because it's just holding too tight. It's that sparkler action. Like I say, if you get that bolt too hot, it'll soften, and then when you go to do it, it'll just spread that gap that I cut. See, I lost a little of it there. If I can transfer some of the heat down the bolt into the hole where that corrosion is, that'll help break it up. And I'm just burning bridges left and right. This thing's so rusted. By that I mean that I'm burning the threads off the bolt, and if the threads are burned off, it's not going to want to go through. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut this one out. This one is not salvageable, unfortunately. Alright, well, we tried. Alright, so first thing to go is get rid of that bolt. I'm just using my thumb on this. Start blowing it through. Work a little here, work a little there. Wait till it's glowing and it starts to get a little bit white, then just hit that oxygen lever. Just blow it through. See, we're starting to get through there a little bit. If you leave a little material, you can go back through and tap it, create some new threads. Just picking some of that off because that's a sealing surface right here. I don't want it to get buggered up. Anyway, there's somewhat of the hole. I'm going to true it out a little bit. Wait for it to get hot, be patient. Start to see some red. We're starting to run out of acetylene. The pressure's down. Wasting oxygen and doing it too early. Just hit the chicken poop on the driveway, that stinks. Frickin' chickens. A little housekeeping to clean that up a little. That steel is so much easier to torch out than the iron is. Strike while it's hot. Yeah, I've heard that saying before, but a lot of truth to that. If you get on it while everything's heated up, it's a lot easier than trying to go back and then reheat it so that you can get it to where you can get it to move material. Yeah, that's ugly. Kind of warm. It's kind of nice. Really not the appropriate gloves to be wearing for this. can see the threads in the iron. Iron doesn't want to give up. That's about all we're going to get out of it this episode. So I'll be able to get a bolt and a nut through that. I'll just use a smaller size, either metric or standard. It's whatever's close. Turn off the oxygen, cut the acetylene. And then I always go back and do the bottles because it's 40 bucks a bottle to refill if you forget. It'll seep out. Anyway, not the most successful thing, but it's what we get some days. So I'll go back through and knock all this slag off of there so that this will seal properly and tighten down and stay that way. If you tighten onto slag and then vibration knocks it away, then you'll be loose and you'll have another exhaust leak and you'll be like, I thought I just fixed that, son of a... You know the feeling. So anyway, it's the best we could do with this. So anyway, the plan went as planned, and I got got the bolt and the nut and everything worked out perfect, so that worked out really good. If you like this video, be sure to click like, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks.